Hi there, how are you doing? How have you been since last week? I hope that you have been well, both at work, in your personal life, with your families. I hope everything is good. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are safe. Thank you so much once again for finding the time to join me in today's episode. My name is Millicent Olo. Welcome to my channel. In this channel, we are all about inspiring women to grow, to address their personal insecurities, and to become the best version of themselves. If this is your first time here, feel welcomed, and I hope you find something insightful in today's episode. For those of you who have been with me since I began the journey, warm welcome once again. As we continue to grow, I hope you are also being an inspiration to the people around you. I hope that you're finding something beautiful in this channel to help you grow, to help you transform your life. In today's episode, we are talking about elevation requires separation. So we started this conversation last week where we spoke a lot about separation. What does separation mean? I hope you find time and watch that episode. So in today's episode, I want to just focus on the other bit, elevation. What does it mean to be elevated, and elevation to what? So when I'm thinking about elevation, a lot of things come to my mind, and I'm sure for you as well. Elevation just means, you're thinking to a higher place, being raised to a higher place, to better things, to a better quality. I mean, things are improving, things are getting better. If you just think about your life and where you are right now, have you been recently elevated? Has something changed in your life, transformed for the better? Please share with me. We would like to hear these experiences and inspire one another. So like I said, to be elevated means there's a change we are seeing, there's a standard we are seeing. Something is improving, something is becoming better. So I'll talk about a few things that maybe we should think about when we are thinking about elevation, or when elevation is happening in your life. And the first thing I want to talk about is elevation does not necessarily mean that you are the best, you are the only one, and there's no one else who can do what you're doing, or there was no one else deserving of the opportunities that you have. So my beautiful ladies, I'm starting from this point so that even as we are thinking elevation, even as we are thinking opportunities and the beautiful things that are happening in our lives, that we remain humble. As a Christian, I believe that God elevates when He chooses, when He wills. I mean, there are many people come to think about it. If you think about the opportunities that you currently have, if you think about the different blessings that you have, it does not mean that you're the only one who is deserving. There are many people around us who are gifted, people around us who are talented, but they don't have the opportunities that we have right now. So remember, we are all on different paths, and so you being elevated to a certain situation, in a certain position, it's important to embrace this with a lot of humility. So I would like to just start from that point so that we are feeling elevated, or you're being elevated, but we remain grounded. Again, when we are thinking about elevation comes with responsibility. I think sometimes we get so caught up, and it's okay, especially when it's a new opportunity, when it's a new experience. Sometimes we get very excited and you're in cloud 9, and that's okay. But remember, true elevation is about responsibility. Something has come to your life, a new opportunity, And it comes with responsibility. If you're a business person, if you are employed and then now you've been given this new role, it means more responsibility. You're being entrusted with the resources. You're being entrusted with people. What does this mean? This also means that it's not just about you. Yeah? The sun does not shine for itself. So when you're being elevated, it's very important to understand that you are called to inspire, you are called to give hope to the people around you, you are called to motivate. You've been elevated to that position so that you can be a ray of hope, so that you can be someone who inspires other people, who supports other people also to be better, to be the best version of themselves, to explore the talents and opportunities that they have. If you think about it, maybe at the workplace, you have been promoted to a leadership role or to a management position. This is good for you, fine, you have been elevated. But with that new responsibility, it means you are also entrusted to support the people around you. So if, for my beautiful ladies, you're a manager somewhere, you're a leader, ask yourself, the people that are working for you or the people that you're supervising, how well are you supporting them? By you being elevated, is this a good thing for your organization, for your department, for your program? Or has your elevation come with the sorrow, and now the people working in your department just feel frustrated, they feel miserable, they feel, they're not getting the support. So reflect about that if you're in such a role, and remember, elevation is about responsibility, taking on more roles, but most importantly, impacting on the lives of the people, impacting on the community, and whatever it is that your role is all about, impacting, influencing, and changing lives. When I started and I asked you about elevation, one of the things that definitely comes to our mind is, we think about elevation into new roles and responsibilities, so thinking about leadership. I've had it many times, and a lot of friends, and of course even our colleagues who are in senior leadership roles, of course they tell us that it's lonely at the top. And if you listened to my last episode, elevation requires separation. And separation is really about also people, among other things. So when you're being elevated to take up more, to be more, separation happens. And so as you climb that ladder, my beautiful ladies, expect that it's going to be lonely at the top. You cannot take everyone with you. And also remember, when you're taking that new role, when you're being elevated to that new position, now there is more that is expected of you, and therefore you need more support, you need more resources, you probably need to make new connections of people who can support you at that new level. You see, when you're at this level, there are people you interact with, your friends and family who get you at that level. But as you continue to grow, you need a different kind of a support. The kind of support you need up there is not the same kind of a support you need down here. Up there, you're entrusted with so much. Up there, as I said, it's lonely. At least my friends who are really up there have told me it can get lonely. So then it means you need to connect with people who get you. You need to connect probably with people who have had a similar experience, and therefore it's gonna get lonely, but you have to be comfortable with it. So as you're growing, as you're expanding, it also means that you need to embrace yourself or brace yourself up to toughen up, brace yourself up to be able to hold space for people. People will be looking up to you. People will be expecting a lot from you. So as you're being elevated into a leadership role, it's important to understand that there is so much more, and you definitely need a new and a different kind of support. You need people who believe in you. You need people who can encourage you. You need people who are cheering you on. At that level, you don't need people who are discouraging you. You don't need people who are wasting your time. You need people who are adding value to your life. Now, when elevation happens, as we've looked at the other points, it means you're taking up more, you're being expanded, you're being taken to a higher place. So that means you have to really take care of yourself, because you are the resource. You're being elevated because you are doing something right. You're being elevated because you are adding value, and so you're being entrusted with much more. So you have to really take care of yourself. And self-care and well-being is something that I'm sure you keep hearing a lot about, but especially when you're being entrusted with the lives of other people, when you're being entrusted with resources and so much more, you really have to be well, you have to be at your A game, you have to be able to give your best. And you can only do this when you're taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself is about your emotional well-being. You have to be in touch every single moment with how you're feeling. You have to be at your best. And you're human, so if you need help or you realize you don't have the relevant or adequate resources to cope with a certain emotional situation, then seek help. If you realize that you don't have the strength to deal with a situation, then seek help. Sometimes you actually do, and you just need a moment. You just need to take time off to unwind, to relax, and then you'll be able to deal with things. So as you're taking up more responsibilities, as you're being expanded and elevated, your emotional well-being is very important. You have to protect your space. You really have to protect yourself. The way mothers, you fearlessly protect your children, and anything that threatens, the well-being of your child, you really come at it hard. You have to be on the lookout for people, things, and situations that will have an impact on your well-being. Physical well-being, emotional well-being, and guard yourself, protect your space. This is very important. And as I was reflecting about this, I just realized how and why you notice a lot of people who are in very senior roles and position, sometimes you think they like to just hang out alone or with just very specific people. But come to think of it, the more you rise or the higher you rise, you definitely need to protect your space and only allow people who give you the right energy, people who challenge you and motivate you, but people who have your best interest. So of course you have to be selective of who you allow in your space. Now, taking care of yourself also means that you have to trust God. Taking care of yourself means you should have a prayer life, because there are things that are beyond us. And as you take up more and more responsibilities, sometimes people don't get you. You have to make decisions. You cannot please everyone. So sometimes you can really feel you're being pulled. So for you to thrive in that new place that you're being elevated to, then how do you do this without inviting God in? You have to pray, you have to have a prayerful life, because sometimes people, even those closest to you, may not really get you. So talk to God. And something else about taking care of yourself, it means you have to be able to gift yourself. It means you have to be able to gift yourself the gift of saying goodbye. I came across this and I found it very interesting. Like, you have to get comfortable with gifting yourself the gift of saying goodbye. And how I understood this is just be able to say goodbye to things and people who don't add value. Like, really be so comfortable to gift yourself. It's such a precious gift, because being able to say goodbye to some things means you're saying welcome to other things and other people who are going to help you, who are going to add value, it means you're just saying welcome to success. You're saying welcome and embracing the new things that are ahead of you, the new things that are in store for you. So, would you like to give that a try this week? What will you gift yourself? What will you say goodbye to this week? Please share with me. I would love to hear how that goes. So, taking care of yourself is very important. Fiercely protect yourself, protect your space, let go of what needs to be let go so that you can create room, so that you can be at peace to thrive in that new place that God has placed you. Elevation is about embracing the new. Elevation is about being comfortable to accept your new place. I don't know, have you been gifted something, or has someone ever gifted you something and you just thought, or you felt, no, that's too much, that's a lot. I mean, no, I don't deserve this. Have you ever felt that? My beautiful ladies, I'm here to tell you, you deserve every beautiful thing. Every beautiful thing that God has brought your way, embrace it, you deserve it. So elevation is about embracing beautiful things that come our way. And sometimes we have a difficult time embracing these things, maybe because of our upbringing. You are not used to a certain kind of comfort, and so it becomes very hard for you. For example, you have been elevated at work, and now you have access to a lot of opportunities, you have access to resources, you have the opportunity to meet people, and you just feel this is so much. Maybe you don't deserve it, but no, you deserve it. And embrace it. Embrace the beautiful things, embrace the beautiful life, embrace the comfort, embrace the gift that this new opportunity is giving you. So, what are some of the things that we are embracing in our elevation? Embrace a new mindset. I mean, now you're in a different place. A higher place, a better place. Definitely there's a new way of doing things there. You will not continue doing things the same old way you used to do. So there's a shift of mindset. How you think, how you look at issues definitely changes. So embrace and be comfortable with that you used to look at life in a certain way, and now because of where you are, you definitely have to look at life from a different perspective. So embrace that, a new mindset, a new way of doing things, a new way of thinking. Embrace the new person you're becoming. Maybe if you just take a moment and look at your old photos and see how you have evolved, I'm sure you can see a drastic change. You know, how you used to present yourself, how you used to dress, you'll see some form of transformation. So embrace who you are. Embrace the person you're becoming. You're becoming into a beautiful human being. You're becoming a confident woman. So embrace that and be comfortable in that place. Embrace it and own it. You see, when you're being elevated, and we talked about separation happens. So what happens is you have a new standard, you have a new place. And so you cannot continue behaving the same way you used to with maybe even with your friends. Something has to change. Maybe there's a way you used to do things, but now that has to change. So embrace that. Embrace the person you're becoming. Maybe with this new role or with this new position, you have to even change how you dress. You even have to change how you talk. You cannot just afford to throw words here and there and be free like you would with your friends perhaps in a very different setting. So embrace this new place, be comfortable, be confident in it, and hey, all the best as you thrive in that, new place, in that new position. You are also embracing new people, new opportunities, new networks. You're embracing people who now get you at that level. You're embracing people who are positive. You're embracing people who are success driven, people who are motivated. And like we said, you're now getting comfortable to say goodbye, or rather to gift yourself the gift of goodbye. Goodbye to the things that are not adding value, and embracing people and networks that are going to now add value for you to thrive in this new place. So be comfortable, be confident to embrace the new place you are. When I started, the first point I talked about is, when you're being elevated, it doesn't mean that you're the only one, and it doesn't mean that it's only you who's the best at that. I said that if God wills, then you are elevated. So many other people don't have the same opportunities that we have, and they're gifted, they're talented. So now elevation requires that you become aware, very aware that everyone else is on a different journey. It's not just about you, it's about appreciating that you have this opportunity, but other people around you are also on their own path. They're also on their own journey. This awareness is so important so that you don't get it twisted. You don't think that now because you're elevated, you're the one who knows, and you're the one who's going to decide for others, and you're the one who is going to tell people what to do, how to live their lives, what choices to make. No. Elevation should come, let me add, with humility. Elevation means you're aware about your surrounding, you're aware of the people around you, and you're very aware and you understand that we all have different paths, we all have a different calling. And perhaps the only thing you can do is just to be an inspiration, to support, to motivate, and to inspire. But it doesn't mean now you have been given the authority to go forth and decide for people and tell people what to do and make decisions for them. No. Elevation is about understanding that you are supposed to just allow others to also pursue their dreams. And if there is something that you can do to support them in their own path, in their own pursuit for happiness and success, then you play that role. So that heightened awareness should come with elevation. And if you find yourself that you're in a position of influence, you're in a position of power, or you've recently been elevated to something, and you're too consumed with yourself, you're not aware of the people around you, you're not aware of what the people around you also need, you're not aware that your elevation is not just about you, then I invite you to just take a moment and reflect and ask yourself, are you really honoring that new or that place that God has entrusted you with? The sun does not shine for itself. We are elevated so that we can bring hope, we can make a difference. So my beautiful ladies, I don't know what you're being elevated to. I don't know if you've been recently elevated or entrusted with a new task, a new responsibility. If you're being expanded into something bigger than who you are, much bigger, and that means impacting the world, I don't know. But remember, elevation should come with humility. And elevation doesn't mean, elevation is not an end in itself. It's not an event. It's a process. So you're being elevated gradually to take up more. So slowly and surely you're growing, you're expanding. And challenges will be there. As they say, as it gets lonely, you might be tempted and you slip back into old habits that don't make you a good person or a better person, old habits that take away from you. So it's a journey of constant reflection, reevaluating, and seeing, who do I need to let go? Who do I need to embrace? Which attitudes do I need to embrace? Which ones do I need to let go? So it's a journey of growth. It's a journey of progress. So in our pursuit for greatness in our pursuit to just become the better version of ourselves, I invite you to talk to God about this journey. Commit as well. Things are not easy. Nothing comes easy in life. I mean, by now we all know that, but hey, it doesn't hurt to remind ourselves. It's about perseverance. It's about you have to keep at it, keep going. But in all, trust God and talk to God about it. I don't know how other people do it, but for me, my faith keeps me going. I mean, sometimes people don't get you, people don't understand the transformation that is taking place in your life. And my friends, you don't have the time to start explaining to everyone, guys, you know what, I mean, now I have this new responsibility, so I can't always be there to hang out. Or guys, I have this new responsibility, so I mean, I would rather be at home reading than, going out, and I prefer to spend my time this way. No. People will judge you, people will say all sort of things, but you know your journey, you know your story, you know what you want out of this life. And sometimes who gets you? Actually, not sometimes. The one person who gets you all the time is God. So make God your best friend, talk to him, tell him things. And I hope that through it all, we are going to hear a lot of beautiful stories. We'll hear stories of resilience, story of conquering, because that is my story. My story is not a story of perfection. It's a story of gradually growing, but by the grace of God. So my beautiful ladies, as we get into a new week, I want you to grow. I want you to be confident. I want you to thrive in this new place that God has placed you. I want you with a lot of humility to also be there and just be aware that it's not that we are the best. It's not that you're the only one who can do it. But because you have been entrusted, please take care of that opportunity that God has given you and grow and shine. So I wish you a beautiful week ahead. Remember, I release my videos every Sunday at 3 p.m. East African time. Tune in every Sunday at 3 p.m. East African time. Let us have a chat, let us talk, inspire one another, and get the right energy to start off our week. Until next time, I wish you a beautiful week ahead. God bless you and take care.